is just fantastic.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at the Twitters, because Joey Swoll, body positive, gym etiquette, promoter type person, okay, has been cancelled. Why? Because of Hulkamania-ish. I follow Joey Swoll because, as someone that frequently goes to the gym, I am getting more jaded towards poor gym etiquette. And when he calls it out, sometimes people actually respond positively. The majority do not when they're called out. More people lose their gym memberships or try to sue Joey because how dare he criticize them with a video or using their video where they filmed someone else calling them out for filming them in the first place. It's quite adorable. And voices like this are important. It really is. There is no creator, no influencer anywhere that does not make a mistake throughout their entire career. Everyone makes one, myself included. There is no innocent party because, let's face it here, it is a very human quality to make a mistake. How one proceeds upon making the mistake defines them. Now that could be determined by a number of factors. The biggest factor, especially when you're a larger creator or influencer, would be who responds to you and how they choose to communicate that response. So if I make a mistake, for example, I get negative comments. If I was known in a more public way, I would likely receive unalive threats, doxes, swats, the standard stuff, none of which remotely acceptable. And to anyone that tries to justify doxing, get out. Thank you. In the case of Joey, it stemmed from one photo of him dressed like Hulk Hogan. Now the picture in question actually came because he'd met Hulk Hogan. And I'm going to say this now, I wish I could have met Hulk Hogan. As a massive wrestling fan, well, had been for most of my life, I understand that even with the negatives, his contributions to the business cannot be denied because we wouldn't have the business that we all get to enjoy now. The kind of person he was, not ideal, I'll agree. Don't bother trying to cancel me because I don't care. Everyone makes a mistake in their life, and if they've said sorry, which Hogan had repeatedly, people should give a chance. Under the post where he had put out, Joey Swoll that is, a picture of him striking one of Hulk Hogan's more infamous poses, people started to criticize him. He then responded to the backlash on a live stream, saying he could post Hulk Hogan if he wants pose as Hulk Hogan or post as Hulk Hogan if he wants to. Quote, "If somebody makes a mistake in their life, it doesn't mean that they haven't done good things. I don't know what he did or if he said something 20 years ago and apologized for it. The man was nice to me and he made a mistake. If you have problems with that, look at yourself." Now I should state, the majority of the criticism he has received came from TikTok, because that's where the majority of the snowflakes go. They congregate there. On Twitter, yes, they exist, but they are drowned out instantaneously by people who admit everyone makes a mistake, and if they right the wrong or seek to improve and right the wrong, they should be given the chance to continue. Now there was another remark doing its rounds. The remark was a reference to people of colour, because he hadn't said that, and it was seen more as racial slur and offensive. Right, I'm not rolling my eyes at that, but there are people who have rolled their eyes at it, and they are themselves minority ethnic. I'm going to go with the BAME version for UK, black and minority ethnic. Apparently that's less offensive. Not entirely sure how, but whatever. Any way you can define somebody who is different to you somehow, to me, I think that's degrading. No lives matter. You all suck. There you go. There's a universal title for everyone. Suck. Not an acronym. No, just suck. What I want to do is play Joey Swoll's initial apology and then go through a follow-up because it's important to address. And then go through responses on Twitter because I want to prove the point that Twitter does not share TikTok's snowflakery. And anyone in the peanut gallery who comes to this video and tries to act like Joey Swoll should just be haram going forward.
I owe my followers, my community, and all of social media an apology. A few days ago, I reposted an old video of me in the gym wearing a Hulk Hogan Halloween costume on the day that he passed. Last night in my live stream, a lot of people expressed how upset and frustrated they were with me that I had posted that. Instead of listening and understanding like I should have, I became defensive and said that I was posting to celebrate the wrestling icon, the person that so many of us looked up to as kids that we grew up with.
I'm going to state this now. If you're on the internet, and even if you say it with sincerity, you can never apologize on the internet and succeed. There are many different types of court of public opinion. The one you are currently entertaining, or the ones that have seen your video, don't watch your content anyway. They're the types that will see your apology, even if sincere, and just say no. We're all familiar with YouTube apologies, just don't. I firmly believe, by the way, you don't owe an apology. We all misspeak, we all have things we like. Hell, I was a fan of Chris Benoit. Doesn't change the fact he murdered his family, now does it? Should I be cancelled for that? No. But some of Kurt Angle's best matches came against him. It can't be denied, you can't ignore history.
That made us tear our shirts and take our vitamins and say our prayers. I didn't know to the extent of all the horrible things that he had done. Since last night, I have done a lot of research, talked to a few people, and learned all of the horrible, horrible things that that man has done, which is way more than just making a mistake and being human. So because of that, I have taken the videos down, and I apologize to anybody that I offended. I am sorry. Also, during last night's live stream, I used the word colored instead of saying person of color, which is a very outdated, very offensive term.
Because of fair use, I have to interrupt. Sorry. Not sorry? Kinda No, I'm not sorry.
A few moments later, somebody educated me and told me that it wasn't okay to use that, which I immediately apologized to everyone and said I would never do that again. So once again, to anybody that I offended, I am sorry. You know, my whole page, my whole brand is based on holding people accountable and doing better. I would be a hypocrite if I didn't hold myself to the same standards.
That is in fact correct. You would be a hypocrite, but you acknowledged you immediately pounced on it, righted the wrong, and accepted to do better and be better, which is your slogan. So that should be it, right? Oh wait, hang on, no, you had to put out another statement later, Mr. Swoll, because all the good I've done, all the people I've helped, all for nothing. I truly hope all the people I've inspired do great things in their life and pay it forward to help others and carry on my message. But no matter how much good you do, people just wait for a reason to hate you and tear you down. You either die a hero or live long enough to be the villain. Thank you for your support. I am done. Now, my view on this is, you shouldn't quit or be forced or made to quit. Because what? Of a mistake? It doesn't harm your brand, your message. And I would argue if it did, then your whole argument of paying it forward and carrying on your message would be hollow or poisoned because you were the arbiter of it, the creator of that message. Bit like Hulk Hogan, really, depending on how you interpret it. Now, there have been responses, and I want to go through them. We'll start with Daquan Wiltshire, DSG on Twitter.
Joey Swoll. Let me holler at you real quick for a second. Why the hell did you apologize for saying R.I.P. to Hulk Hogan? Man, f these people. This is the reason why I don't try to appeal to everybody. Do you see how quickly his fans were to turn on him after he's done nothing but good?
He is quite right. And the video in question raging against those who have sought to immediately turn on Joey in such a way, in such a violent and vitriolic way, and yes, there were threats of unalive aimed at Joey. We're going to go to some other responses. T. Johnny. Imagine being bullied into apologizing about grieving someone you idolized as a kid. Amiri King. Joey Swoll's problem is that he's a unifier. Unfortunately, he's learning the hard way that there is no unifying the left and right. Joey is politically homeless, and all of this is probably a bit surprising for him. He honored a fictional character and was crucified by the left, apologized for it and was crucified by the right. Much as I like crucifying people for apologizing, I think that everybody should give Joey a pass. The left won't win here, the right won't win here. Cancel culture is the only victor. Joey's heart is in the right place as usual, let him slide. Many have taken the stance that he's pussed out because he's quit. It's not my place to judge that, I'm just going to read what people have said. Myron Gates. The Joey Swoll situation proves what I've been saying for years about being a content creator. You either become big enough and get terrified of cancellation like Swoll, or you stay based and have to deal with the consequences of censorship despite having a loyal audience. I prefer the latter, because at least I get to be myself. Hypothetically speaking, making $1 million a year and being authentic is worth more than making $10 million a year and having to bend the knee to the woke mob. Swoll is a good dude, but he's got to tell the woke mob to F off. I see a reply from Doc underneath. I'm not going to read that. Count Dankula had retweeted Joey Swoll by saying someone should have told Joey that leftists don't want apologies, they want to be horrible. They have been horrible, demented They have horrible demented desires to hurt people, but only want to do it in a way that makes them look like the good guy. It's why they do awful things to bad people. They get to act out their horrible desires, and their ego and vanity remains intact, or even gets a boost because it's fine, I'm doing it to a bad person, so even though I'm doing really effed up it's socially acceptable. Everyone clap for me. 2 birds, 1 stone. In fact, leftists hate it when their targets apologize, because it looks like their targets are trying to learn and become a better person. Socially, it is seen as very poor form, to attack a person who is genuinely trying to improve, which makes attacking the target even harder without these spiteful little mutants risking their ego and vanity, so they get pissed off about it. This is because they don't want you to improve or be better. They want you to remain a bad guy because they want you to remain a socially acceptable outlet for their horrible desires, so they can keep doing horrible to you guilt-free and without risking their image and ego. If you apologize and they keep attacking you, that risks their image and ego losing some social collateral, and to be honest, it just takes the fun out of it. That's why they get so mad when their targets apologize. They probably do this for the same reason the school bully attacks other kids. His home, family life is miserable. He is insecure, no one likes him. His PP small, etc. So he inflicts that misery upon others. TLDR, never apologize. Simply laugh at them and double down. You will get the same treatment either way, and he is, in this instance, correct. Although I would be remiss if I did not point out this could apply to people on either side of this argument. People then question the veracity of someone's apology, whether it is sincere enough. They purity test it. If Joey walks away, they have no one to argue with, no one to throw something at. Everything he says going forward, now that he has apologized, will be, well, scrutinized. There are many people on social media who don't like him anyway. In the past, on a Megon 2, I've used a Twitter user called Alan Roberts, who has regularly criticized Joey for not being sincere. This is how you know it's harder for Joey to push forward, because people then start to delve into you. So Alan had tweeted, Joey started his career owning one of the main companies that give the supplement industry a bad name. He built his career on lies and deception and then pivoted to gym etiquette czar once the truth came out as a rebrand. I bet Joey is vaccinated. Underneath, somehow the entire Shreds debacle evaded my radar. There are going to be more people saying and raising these points, given enough time. Those who have sought to simply remove Joey from the gene pool of conversation have done it in poor taste solely because once they found a weak spot within his armor, they're going to find another way to expand on that crack they've managed to, well, find and create localized focus and attack. Bad gym etiquette is, annoyingly, a prevailing problem, and Joey's voice tackling was important for someone like myself. Hopefully that message does continue, but I fully expect more people to regress as they do their standard typical poses in front of the mirror. Whether you be a young broccoli-headed male doing the same chest and bicep stuff because you skipped leg day, or the same females who have the body of an actual washboard with a gigantic arse twisting your body to make one thing pop. Okay, well, fair enough. You do you, booze, broccoli heads and massive booty bishes. I'm going to continue judging you harshly. And if you pull that stunt in front of me, I'm going to tell you to your face you won't like. Anyway, with this subject, I want to know what you all think. Do let me know in the comments down below. I will be streaming here tonight, some Chantel, because, well, we need something to contradict this and offset it, I guess. Not contradict. Offset it. I'm also on Twitch later playing some fishing. Hope to see you there. If not, have a wonderful day, and thank you all very much for listening.